व्रज प्रियं धर्म संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय
समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
आदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं, मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. With the blessings of Yogeshwara Krishna and in the Sukshma Upasthiti of our Param Pujya Swami Shri Govinda Dev Giriji Maharaj, I bow down to seek their blessings. Jai Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. A warm welcome to all the sadhaks who have joined us for the interpretation session of third part of 3 sessions of chapter 4, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. We all are really blessed to be associated with Gita Pariwar. In Indian culture, prayer is offered before the start of any function to invoke blessings, ensure auspiciousness, and create a positive atmosphere. This practice is rooted in the belief that prayer helps to remove obstacles, promote harmony, and invite divine grace for the successful completion of the event. I call upon Santosh Kumar Tamrakar Bhaiya to recite Prarthana before the start of the session. Bhaiya is from Ratanpur, Chhattisgarh. He is a quality control manager with postgraduate degree in chemistry. Bhaiya is a true Gita Sevi doing seva as tech, group coordinator, examiner, and co-trainer. He joined Gita Pariwar in April 2020. Let's invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna. Bhaiya, please.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरु श्रीकृष्णो वन्दे जगद्गुरु. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for that soulful prayer. Now it's time for Deepa Prijwalan. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhana sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, Deepa Jyotir namostute. That means I bow down to the light of the lamp, which brings wellness, health, and prosperity and destroys enemies and bad thoughts. I bow down again and again to the light. May I request Manisha Faltankar ji from Pune to do the honors. Didi is a homemaker, engineer, and Sangeet Visharad. Didi is a technical assistant, co-trainer, group coordinator, and trainer mentor. Didi joined Gita Pariwar in January 2023. Didi, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Didi, for a devotional and beautiful Deepa Prijwalan. I would like to inform all the participants that you may ask questions once the session is over. Raise your hands only after the session, please. I would like to inform you all that our next L1 is starting on 5th of September. You may inform all your dear and near ones to join Gita Pariwar. Also, please share the link of this Vivechan. Today evening, Gita Sevi program is there in different languages and timings, the details of which has been shared in your groups. Please do watch to know about what all sevas are available to be done. Now, it's time for the most anticipated part of this session. Our speaker for the day is senior trainer of Gita Pariwar, Shraddha ji Raodeo. Didi is a disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and deeply committed to Gita Pariwar's mission. Didi is a resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad, and is the president of Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad. Didi is associated with Geeta Pariwar's online classes since second batch, which started in August 2020. Trainer of first ever jail classes at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters and cleared Pathik exam. Didi laid the foundation of the monitoring team in Learngeeta and led it for more than 2.5 years. Didi is an excellent Vivechak, as you all know. Shraddha Didi is offering sevas in various departments like training, examination, academic literature, and several teams at Learngeeta. She has been teaching offline Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. Didi is an electronic engineer and has a postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. For more than 13 years, Didi was a mobile application developer and a team leader. Over to you, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you, Mala Didi. Nice to see you. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam, everybody. Before I start, I want to confirm if I'm audible. Am I
Yes.
audible, Didi? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Let us begin the session by remembering Swamiji, Param Pujya Gurudev, and Shri Krishna himself. Hari Om. Begin. Hari Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीमष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः ॐ श्री कृष्णाय नमः श्री गुरवे नमः Hari Om. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. We are in middle of a very beautiful chapter, a very relevant chapter in day-to-day life, and what we have seen so far in this chapter has been very beautiful. It has been an extension of, by and large, an extension of what we have seen in the third chapter, that is the Karma Yoga. And here what we are seeing is trying to attain a detachment from our own actions, detachment from the karma, and trying to attain the liberation, the final moksha, by the means of practicing Karma Yoga to its perfection. And the key to practicing Karma Yoga lies in the knowledge that is associated with this Karma Yoga. The knowledge that when we combine the knowledge with this Karma Yoga, we are all striving to convert our karma into Karma Yoga. But there is a ladder that we are trying to climb. That is from karma. Action is something we cannot live without. We have seen this in the third chapter, and at multiple places you will see this, that not even for a moment we can live without doing any action. From action, from karma, we have to transcend to Karma Yoga, where we gradually detach from the karma and convert it into a yoga. So our actions, by the means of Karma Yoga, become what? They become a means to connect ourselves with the Parampita Paramatma. The moment this yoga word gets added to this karma, it becomes our action becomes the means to connect with the Parampita Paramatma. From Karma Yoga, we will gradually see how we transcend into the Jnana, that is the knowledge. How our Karma Yoga, in the process of connecting us to the Parampita Paramatma, it is going to first take us to the next step. Next step in the ladder is jnana. And then beyond jnana goes the bhakti. How these all line up together. And step by step climbing this ladder, how we will reach the Parampita Paramatma. That is the entire path of Bhagavad Gita summarized together that we will see today. Till the last session, we had seen some very beautiful shlokas where we had seen how the knowledge, how the knowledgeable people, the siddha yogis, the siddha people who have mastered this path of karma yoga, how they gradually transcend into siddha purush by practicing this karma yoga. They become a Siddha Purush. Siddha Purush is the people who have attained Siddhi, who have attained that solace, who are very close to being united with the God. We become one. They become very close to God. We have seen how by the means of karma yoga people attain that kind of siddhi, and by attaining that kind of siddhi, basically what is happening is they become siddha people, and we were listening to the characteristics of the siddha people. How do I realize? How do we understand that a person has attained a karma yoga? How do we understand that somebody has perfected the art of doing actions? That the characteristics of such people we were seeing in the last session. We had seen some very beautiful characteristics about nirashiryata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha, how they are completely free from all the things that all the attachments of the world. And sharirang kevalang karma, how they are doing their karma only by the means, only physically. They are very detached. They are doing everything. They are working physically, but kurvannav noti kilbisham. They do not incur any side effects of the karma. They do not incur any results of the karma, and so they don't become binded by their own karma. In the same series, Sri Krishna explains from the 22nd shlok the characteristics further. What are the further characteristics? One we had seen in the 21st shlok, Nirashiryata Chittatma. And next, today's session, we will start from the 22nd shlok, where we will see where Sri Krishna has elaborated these characteristics a little more for our knowledge. What are the other characteristics which help us identify a a perfect person, a person who has perfected this art of actions, who has perfected this art of karma yoga? What Sri Krishna mentions here, yadrachalabha santushto dvandvatito vimatsaraha samasiddhava siddhau cha kritvapi na nibadhyate. Such a beautiful characteristics, yadracha labha santushta. This means yadricha. There is no severe desire of anything in him. His desires are not very profound. That this has to be there. See, for us, the desires are so profound, even in things, even in basic things like what we want to eat for our own survival. There also we have such profound desires. Bindi nahi khayenge, aloo hi khayenge. We have such extreme things. For simple acts of eating also we will have these extreme desires, but for a person who has perfected his actions, who has perfected the karma yoga, for them yatricha labha santushto, they will not have any strong desires. They will be, whatever they get, they will accept it as Ishwar Ichha, Hari Ichha. Whatever has come to them is a part of the blessing from Parampita Paramatma, and they will accept it. They will not have any strong emotions attached with what they are getting in their lives. So, yadricha labha santushto. They will, whether they are having something that was desirable or having something that was not really undesirable, in both cases, they will remain what? Satisfied. And such a person by default gets this characteristics for stick of what? Being dvandvatit. What is dvandva? The extreme reaction. Sukha, dukkha. These are pair of opposites. Labha and loss. The profit and loss, happiness and sadness. These are extremes. Shita, Ushna, extreme heat, extreme cold. All these are the pair of opposites in all types of pair of opposites. Man apaman, that is getting praise or getting criticism. In cases of profit or loss, in both the cases, these people are, they are the same in both situations. Dvandva atita. Atita means beyond. They are beyond these two extremes. Um, they are not at all affected by these extremes. For us, for small small things, we will easily get affected. But for these great people, they are not affected. They are not very attached. They are not very stuck with this word. And vimatsaraha. This matsar word is very interesting. The word matsar is it is derived from this mattah sarati. Iti matsaraha. Mattah sarati means who is going beyond me, who is going ahead of me. Sarati, sansara, sarati iti samsara, the one which is always moving, this is always transcending, it is always moving, that is samsara. So anybody who is this word sara means moving. Now mat sarati. So mattah sarati means the one who is going ahead of me. Always people are competing, whether it is workplaces, whether it is house, between small children also we see, between two children, if I say, oh, you are being such a nice child, immediately the second one, am I not a nice child? Praising one person doesn't necessarily mean criticizing the other person, but that is how, right from the childhood, our brains are groomed. The moment we see praise or profit or something good happening to others, we start feeling, oh, they are going ahead of me, they are getting earning more reputation, somebody is getting more marks than me. So this is very deeply ingrained in our personalities, that mattas sarati, the one who is going ahead of me, who is, whom can I leave behind. But how is the knowledgeable people, the jnani, the knowledgeable person is vivatsaraha, means go. Anybody who wants to go in front of me, they can go. I am happy, I am content where I am. And siddhau asiddhau samah kritva api na nibadhyate. So what? Because they are of all these characteristics, what happens in a situation of siddhi, that is success, or asiddhi, that is failure? In a case of success or failure, in both cases, they do not remain bound to anything. They do not remain bound to their karma. In both cases, kritva api, no matter what, whether the work that has been accomplished by them is successful or unsuccessful, they do not get binded by that karma, because they are completely detached from this uh, karma. So basically, what we see here, that the highest order of spirituality is attained when we have this antarbahya sthirta. What does that mean? The inner and external stability. When something I am achieving externally, the success, failure, praise, or criticism that we achieve in our lives is basically an external factor. Any external factor does not affect my internal state of peace. That is antarbahya sthirta. And my internal state, if I like somebody, if I dislike somebody, if we are very fond of somebody, immediately our expressions are of extreme happiness. If we detest somebody, if we are not liking somebody, if we become jealous, if the dvesh, the jealousy increases within us, it shows on the face. It also affects our external actions. So the internal state affects our external behavior. The external things that we receive affects our internal state. This does not happen for somebody who has antarbahya sthirtha, means who is stable from externally and within. So somebody who attains such a state, they whatever they do, kritva api na nipatyate, irrespective of what task is happening by them, they remain unaffected, untainted by that task. And further explaining the characteristics of such a person, Sri Krishna explains, Gata Sangasya Muktasya Jnanavastita Chetasaham Yajnaya Charatah Karma Samagram Praviliyate. How is such a person? Gata Sangasya Muktasya. Gata Sanga. Sanga is attachment. Gata, who is devoid of attachment, who has let go, the person who can let go all the attachment. I am the doer of this action. I am the one who has done. Oh, he achieved more profit than me. And then that competition. Some people are not so attached. Gata Sangha, they are completely devoid of this competition, and Mukta, because they are devoid of attachment, how they are liberated, free, Mukta. Hmm, because they are liberated, how is they, and because of their freedom, because what is happening now, they are free from all attachments. So most importantly, they are free from the attachment to their own body. So what are the different things that are associated with our body? How we look, how we talk, how is she doing, and then our success and failures, all these are very physical, very peripheral things, they are very external things. Now a person who is from within, gata sangasya muktasya, the person who is gata sanga and mukta, for such a person, what happens, their internal state is very stable. And how is their mind, their mind is his awareness, basically the chitta. He is not, he, that chitta, it has already transcended from the external physical things to where, to the internal state and to the inner state, which is taking them one step towards knowledge, because now they have understood that these things are peripheral and I belong to this Parampita Paramatma. So their knowledge, they are going one step closer to Atma Jnana. So their awareness has already transcended from the body to the inner state, which is a step closer to the knowledge. So what Shri Krishna has used the word for such people here, jnana vasthita chetasaha. Chetasaha, where is their chetana, where is their chitta? It is jnana vasthita. Jnana vasthita means avasthita is situated, stated, where it is in a constant state of knowledge. Jnana ki sthiti is the basic thing that we have to understand here, that it is in a constant state of knowledge. Somebody who is in a constant state of knowledge will have the wisdom not to get deviated by any kind of happiness, by any kind of sorrow. Their eternal state is this peaceful state, jnana vasthita. That is their eternal state. And for such people, Sri Krishna utters the same word again, the favorite word of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, that is what? Yagna. Such a person is behaving according to what? Yajnaya charata karma. Yajnaya acharatah karma. Because such a person has got all sort of stability associated, what happens? They are doing the karma as if it is a yajna. Yajna. Now, what is yajna? We will see the people start doing their work as if it is a yajna, and karma samagram praviliyate. Because of this, what happens? The entire karma samagram praviliyate. Praviliyate means it is completely dissolved. The karma is only getting dissolved. Why? Because it is done as if it is a yajna. Now understand this one sentence very, very carefully. Yajnaya charata karma samagram praviliyate. When a karma, that the people, we have discussed these characteristics. A person who has these characteristics and he does all these works, their karma gets dissolved completely. They do not have any side effects. They are not affected by any karma. They do not incur any punya or papa, any sins or any good deeds. Nothing is incurred. Why? Because their karma has been done with a intent of doing yajna, with the intent of doing yagna. So here the question comes, what is yagna? This we have seen this in the third chapter also, but yagna, every person should eternally engage themselves in the process of doing the karma as if it is yagna. There is a very beautiful book by Swamiji where Swamiji has explained all these concepts. Small, very, very thin book, Yagnya May Jeevan. So one advice that he says based on all these shlokas is every person should eternally strive to live a yajnamaya jivan. Means what? Life which is completely spent as if it is a yajna. Every act becomes a yajna. Hmm? And what is exactly yajna? Any action which is done, any good action which is done with what means thinking of, it is done, any satkarma done selflessly for the benefit of society becomes the yajna. And basically, what is happening? We are all in a cycle. As human beings, as any creatures, we all are a part of a cycle. What is that cycle? Vyakti, Samashti, Srishti, and Parameshti. Means what? Vyakti, that is an individual. Samashti means the society. Then Srishti, the interaction of the society with our nature. Srishti. And then comes Parameshti, the Paramatma Tattva, who is giving the energy for all of us to survive, strive, flourish. So, Vyakti, Samashti, Srishti, Parameshti. For all these four together, our individual level, our society, our nature, and the supreme power together are running in a cycle. They all are deeply weaved in a cycle. And in this cycle, each one of us has a role to play. There is a very beautiful synchronous cycle going on between these four parameters. And in this synchrony, we have a very rhythmic role to play. As human beings, we have a very rhythmic role to play. Playing that role appropriately is yajna. So, and when we are going to follow that cycle appropriately for the larger benefit of the society, the nature, and also that takes us towards the spiritual path, that role which we play, that is a yajnamay karma. That kind of karma we all have to do, and such a karma will not become a binding on us. So we have to play that role absolutely beautifully. Yajnaya charata karma samagram praviliyate. So when a person continues this path, when he understands that yajnaya acharata, I have to do my karma such that it doesn't become a binding on me. I have to do my karma as if it is yajna. And when we start with this gradually, that emotion increases, and what happens to such a person? He starts believing that, oh, everything is done for Bhagwan. Whatever I am doing for this Parampita Paramatma. And that feeling evolves so beautifully, it grows so beautifully that everything he does for Bhagwan. And he eventually begins to realize what? That the very Bhagwan for whom I am doing all this is present everywhere. And he is present in everything. What happened with Bhakta Prahlad? When he saw that he is continuously saying, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, gradually understood that everything, the entire Srishti is what? Bhagavatmay. He could see God everywhere by the means of his tapasya, by the means of his yajna. Even though following all the orders of, following all the, without disrespecting his father, how beautifully he has managed to continue doing a yajnamay jivan, continuing his japa, tapa, and what he sees everywhere his Paramatma is present. So firm was his faith that Parampita Vishnu Dev, he had to appear in the pillar for this Bhakta Prahlad. So gradually when the bhakti increases, gradually when the karma is done in that way, the knowledge is attained and the bhakti, the devotion also increases, and they start realizing what this entire Srishti is, what Brahmamay, entire Srishti is full of this energy, and how his drishti, how his perception becomes Brahmarpanam Brahma Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina. This Brahma Shabda, this one word Brahma, it is what? It is Bhagavat Vachak, means what? It is indicative of Bhagwan, it is indicative of the Parampita Parmeshwar. And uh, what happens when a person starts following all this? Gradually he understands that everything around him is the Parampita, this Brahma. Everything around him is Brahma. Gradually one realizes that that he is not only understanding them by knowledge, he has started experiencing this truth. What? Brahmarpanam. Whatever I am giving to this Brahma Tattva. Arpan is anything. Like now we are talking about yajna. This slok is also a pictorial description of a yajna. What do we do in yajna? We give some ahuti. We give some offerings. That is something that we are doing. We are doing arpanam. Arpanam, whatever are the instruments like the ladle, the arpanam, whatever are the instruments used in a yajna, the ladle, the fire, the the entire yagna, that bowl or the thing in which we do the yagna, all the instruments of yagna, these are also what? These are also a part of the Brahma Tattva. The offering that is being made is also divine, that is also the Brahma Tattva. The fire in which I am doing this offering, that is also the Brahma Tattva. It is also what? A manifestation of the divine Brahma. Havihi Brahma. Havihi Brahma means what? All the offerings like ghee, rice, whatever samagri, whatever things we are putting, whatever puja samagri we are putting, the ghee, the rice, all these things, all these padartha, all these items are also the Brahma. Brahma, Brahmagno, Brahmagno, the Agni is also Brahma. The everything is what? And everywhere it is going, this everything is a manifestation of the divine. So what is happening? Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havit, the instruments of the Brahm thing, the instruments of the yagna, the Brahma Havir, the objects being offered to that fire, the fire itself, Brahmagno, Brahmanautam, all these are what? This is the Brahma Tattva. And where is it going? Why the fire is taking it to the gods. So Brahmainvatena Gantavyam, all these offerings are going to Brahma again. And Brahma Karma Samadhina, the one who is doing this Brahma Karma, the one who is doing this act of this yajna, who is he? Is he separate from Brahma? No, the one who is doing it, he is also what? He is the one who is absorbed in Brahma, he is also the Brahma Tattva himself. So, what is it happening? Everything is just a chakra of Brahma. So after this yagna, this everything, what happens? There is no, he doesn't have the same awareness. His awareness is completely evolved in this Brahma itself. And this process happens when the karma is done as a part of the yagna. Then further Shri Krishna explains all this is going to Brahma Tattva, the Brahma Tattva, Daivameva Pariyajnam Yajnai Yoginah Paryupasate Brahmagnapapare Yajnai Yajnenaivopachuppati. What is happening here? Brahma apare yoginha. So some people are doing this yagna in this particular way. Daivameva pare yajna. Apare, some other yogis, some other karmat yogi, what they will do? They will also do the puja in this way. Paryupasate means they will also worship. And all these yagni also, the Brahmavette, the Jnani Nishtha, the people who have lot of knowledge, all of them, they will do what? They will also Brahmagno Brahmagna Vapare Yagne Naivo Pajuvati. They will also perform the yagna in the similar way. What was the previous one is an internal state where the person who is doing yagna, that is the internal state of the yagna. Here Shri Krishna is explaining the physical process, how the karmat people, the jnana nishtha people, the yoginaha, how do they do the yagna? Some people are doing the yagna in that form in the previous shloka. Apare yoginaha daivam eva yagnyam paryupasate. Daivam eva yagnya means what? The deva itself is the he doing the puja. We see the Brahmins doing the offerings to the yagna. They are also offering other things. So they will do the actual physical process of the yagna. Some people are doing it from the internal state, and here Sri Krishna is explaining that they are also giving offerings. They are also upajuhvati. They are also giving doing the sacrifice, and they are also offering the things to whom? To the gods like Indra Dev, Agni Dev, Indra Dev, Varun Dev. All these we have seen in our Puranas also. We see the stories how all the gods are satisfied by the means of the process of yajna. And this we have a messenger in between, who will send the messages, who will send whatever that kind of messenger for us. The Vedas have kept one messenger, and that is Agni Dev. Whatever is offered to Agni Dev, it is taken from us, and it is offered. That offering is being transmitted to whom? To the gods, Daiva, to the all the gods. So whatever we are offering to the gods, when we are doing it with that emotion, we are assuming it is being offered to the, when we are offering something to the Agni, it is being offered to the god. And so this is the process. This shlok basically describes the physical process of yajna, that a person does the yajna and by the means of the agni, it is offered to the god. Now, in this offering, what are the types of things that the yogis offer? What are the types of sacrifices that the yogis offer? That Sri Krishna explains in the next shlok. Shrotradirendriyanyanye sanyamagnishu शब्दादीन् विषयानन्य इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति. So what some people we have seen, that people are assuming, that they are not assuming, people believe, that they realize that this entire Brahma is meat, and they do this offering, and the process of yagna Shri Krishna explained, and what people offer as sacrifice. Shrodradin indriyani ani, our senses, like what? Hearing and other senses, seeing, talking, all these sense organs, the things that we absorbed from our sense organs, all these are offered as a sacrifice to the fire of restraint. Sanyam Agni. Agni means, again, Juvvati means offered. It is offered as a sacrifice. Juvvati. When you offer, when you put ghee and rice or murmura or whatever, the lahi basically we call it in Marathi, which is offered as a which is put in the fire, or we offer different types of samidha in the fire, in the agni of the yajna, they will burn. So this juvati means something that is offered as a sacrifice, that is offered to the yajna, that is the instrument, and the juvati means it is burning, or it is sacrifice. What is sacrifice? By the sanyam agni, we are sacrificing our organs. Sacrificing our organs means what? We are offering all these to the gods by the agni of, by the fire of restraint, by the fire of control, by controlling what we are seeing, by controlling what we are doing. So that also becomes a yagya. Our restraint that we offer, that also becomes a yagya. Then further, shabdadin vishayananya indriyagnishu juvvati. So our sense organs are being offered as a sacrifice of restraint, and but for those sense organs, what becomes our sacrifice? The Shabda Adi, with the sense organ, the subjects, like sound is a subject for my ears, the view, the pictures that we see, they are the subjects for our eyes. So all these, they become the objects of our sense organs. Our objects for the sense organs are sacrificed to the sense organs themselves. So what does that mean? I am seeing a picture. I see the pictures. I see only the pictures which are relevant to me. Which, see, look at what? Look at the Murti of Sri Krishna. Listen to what? Listen to the praises of Sri Krishna. Listen to the Abhanga, Stotras, and all other things. So this entire thing of gradually sacrificing, gradually offering all our devotion by the means of all these restraint, by the means of self-control, we are offering our entire sense organs to what? To the process of, through the process of yajna, we are aligning all these in the process of yajna. What? The subjects of our sense organs and the sense organs itself, they are aligned in the process of yajna by the means of what? The restraint. Further, Shri Krishna explains, Sarvani Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Chapare Atma Sanyama Yogagno Juvate Jnana Deepite. uh, Sarvani Indriya Karmani Prana Karmani Chapare. So it is not just the Indriya, it is also our prana. Prana is what? Our breath. The very essence of our existence is our prana. So not only the Indriya, our all the actions that are done by our Indriya, as well as our breath, our very prana, all these are offered to what? For Jnana Deepite, are kindled by the knowledge and offered as what? Atma Sanyama Yogagno. All this is kindled, this knowledge. It is kindled by our knowledge. All the actions are kindled by our knowledge. Kindled means all are, what do you say, nourished by the knowledge. So again, some people are doing this kind of worship. Some are again doing what? Sacrificing all the functions of the sense organs, all our actions, and also our pran, that is the breath, the vital energy within us, all are offered as a sacrifice in what? In the Atma Yoga, Atma Sanyama Yogagno, the self restraint, the yoga of self restraint. We will offer it to that, but it will be backed by what? It will be backed by knowledge. Juvati Jnana Deepite. Not just that we will do stuff, but it will be backed by adequate amount of knowledge, and explaining that these are the different ways in which the yajna is done. Sri Krishna further moves on to telling us different types of yajna that are there. In this particular chapter, we will see there are around 12 types of yajna that Sri Krishna describes for us. Dravya yajna, tapo yajna, yoga yajna, tatha pare. स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः. So what are these different types of yajna? Dravya yajna, tapo yajna. Dravya yajna. What is the dravya yajna? When we give donations to the worthy trusts, when we go to this Rishikesh, where we all donate to the Maharshi Veda Vyas Pratishthan, where great work Swamiji is doing by the means of his Veda Pathshalas. All these donations, giving donations to worthy organizations, is the Dravya Yajna, the donations that we give with a right intent, with a very pure intent, not with an intent that somebody will publish my names and all that. We have, again, when we say we are donating, we have to always remember the 17th chapter. What is the uh, ideal way of giving a donation? And then Dravya Yajna, that is donation to worthy trusts, worthy people, worthy causes by the means of wealth, and Tapo Yajna. Now, with this Shravan month is going on. In the month of Shravan, people will do Shravani, Somvar, Varalakshmi Vratam, the Mangala Gaur, all these different festivals we celebrate. And what do? We follow a certain type of restraint, that is tapa, where Ekadashi Vrat will be followed. That is also tapa. Tapa means any kind of austerity. The definition of tapa is tapo dvandva sahanam. In all kind of adversities, I continue to do my work. That is, I continue to face all adversity and continue to do my work. That is tapa. So tapo dvandva sahanam, any kind of tap that we do, whether it is the tap of fasting, or it is a tap of striving to do something nice in my life. All this is tapa. This tapasya is also a yajna. This tapo yajna, then yoga yajna, yoga abhyas, whatever yoga abhyas people do, that is also a yajna. Tapo yajna, dravya yajnas, tapo yajna, yoga yajnas, tatha pare. These are different type of yajna. Yoga that we do, meditation, all these things are also yajna. Then swadhyaya jnana yajnas, any grantha, any scripture, whether it is Ramayana, Mahabharata, we all are sadhaks of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. We are regularly learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. That is what Swadhyaya. Any grantha, if it is read with a particular regularity, Niyama Purvak Pathan means what? Regularity, with proper following proper rules. That is what? That is Swadhyaya Yajna. Some people read Pothi, that is Swadhyaya Yajna. Vishnu Sahasranam, if we are reading, or Bhagavad Gita we are reading, Mahabharata we are reading, keep repeating, keep chanting. This is Swadhyaya, Jnana Yajnascha. Swadhyaya is reading the scriptures and then getting the right message from the scriptures, understanding those scriptures. We all are having a discussion session here in the Vivechan. What are we trying to do? We are trying to understand this chapter, understand what is there. We are doing the Swadhyaya of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and trying to assimilate that knowledge, trying to realize that knowledge, getting it in our lives. That is Jnana Yajna. Swadhyaya Jnana Yajnascha Yatayah Samshita Vrataha. So Samshita Vrataha, people take a vow, that is, they make it a rule to do this. Samshita Vrataha, who are diligently trying to follow this path. the people who are repeatedly who are following these rules and samchita vrataha, such as the people. Yatayaha means what? The people who are moving in this direction. Yati means the one who are trying to do. Hmm? The sannyasis, and not just the sannyasi, even we are yati, because we are also trying to do svatyaha yajna, we are also trying to do jnana yajna, we are also doing ekadashi vrat, we are also doing tapo yajna, some of us do charity also, we are also doing dravya yajna. All these different types of yajna, whoever makes an attempt to do, they are yati, they are in that direction. So yataya samchita vrataha, those who make a rigid promise to go in that direction, they will do all these things. And in that further, Shri Krishna explains further types of yajna. Shri Krishna mentions that pranayam is also a type of yajna. Apane juhvati pranam prane panandatha pare प्राणापानगतिरुत्वा प्राणायामपरायणाः. Pranayam is also highly regarded in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. This practice of pranayam is also referred to as yajna. There are different actions which go in with this pranayam. What are they? We who take in the breath, the holding the breath, and releasing the breath. Or these are the basic three actions that go on. So these three actions are explained here. Apane juvvati pranam. Apane, incoming breath. Apane juvvati pranam. The rechak. Pane panam tatha pare. Prane apanam tatha pare. That is the outgoing breath. That is referred to purak. Then kumbhak, when we are stopping, neither breathing in nor breathing out, we hold our breath. That the process of holding, kumbhak. So basically, using these three techniques, what we will do a process called pranayam. This pranayam is also a yajna. So pranayam, prana panagati rudva pranayam parayanaha. So this is the next type of yajna which Sri Krishna says that people will do this kind of yajna also. Some people will do pranayam yajna. So some people are doing dravya yajna, all these other types of yajna. Some people are doing the normal yajna we have seen earlier, and some people will follow this pranayam yajna. This pranayam is extremely important. Why it is important? Any kinds of everybody, whether we see, there are different things we will see further, and in the 6th chapter we will see more things also. In the next slok, Shri Krishna also talks about the ahar along with the pranayam. So all these things are accumulating into yajna. This pranayam is very important. Now, just as we know, we all are striving to be healthy and we all want to be very healthy. Why this pranayam has special importance in this entire process of yoga? How it keeps our physical and the mental state balanced. There are very sukshma things that are mentioned in this pranayam. That if you see some car or vehicles in the olden days, we used to have scooter, and there used to be as a spark plug. Over time there will be some carbon that will be deposited on that plug, and that needs to be cleaned. The carbon gets deposited at various in the machinery also. You will see when it is operated for a long time, gradually that carbon gets accumulated on it, and unless that is removed, what happens? It is not possible to get the same amount of work done uh, from the machine. Same logic applies to our body also. Over by the means of our organs continuously operating, there is a carbon in the form of what? Cholesterol, fat, and other things, other toxins. It accumulates in different parts of our body, whether it is our joints, whether it is the small nerves, or different parts of the brain, etc. By the means of pranayam, this entire carbon, all these toxins get wiped out. So this is a very, very essential process. So, and internally also, what effect it has, we will see in the next few shlokas. So all this together is very important. So pranayam is also a type of yajna. So some people do that kind of yajna. And apare, what other people do? So this is different. Some people do this yajna, some people do that yajna. That Shri Krishna is saying. And in the 30th shlok, what he says, apare niyata ahara प्राणान् प्राणेषु जुह्वति सर्वेप्येते यज्ञविदो यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषाः. So other person, what they do? Niyata aharaha. Apare niyata aharaha by regulating their diet. Now, when we talk about diet, it is not the diet that we have only from the mouth. It is also the diet for the ears. It is also the diet for the eyes, what we see, what we hear. All types of ahar, a controlled and appropriate food. As per the Ayurveda rules, in Marathi we have a prayer for that is said before eating. Udarabharana nohe, zanije yajna karma. Udarabharana nohe. This process of eating, it is not a process of just eating, just filling the empty box. It is not like that. Udarabharana nohe. It is not act of just filling your stomach. What is it? Zanije yajna karma. Understand that it is a yajna karma. A simple act of eating is a yajna karma. And what we are eating, it is what? And this is being offered to whom? Prana. Pachamya annan chaturvidham. Shri Krishna himself says, no, that he is there in that, in the Agni form, and all the food that we eat, it is being offered to that Brahma within our stomach. It is a yajna karma. It is a yajna karma. Ramdas Swami says, Zani je yajna karma. It is a yajna karma. So understand, now when we eat food with that intent, when we eat food, assuming that I am doing a yajna for the Jaఠaragni, there is a Jaఠaragni within us, and when I assume that I am doing a yajna karma by the process of eating, automatically the eating habits will improve. We will eat with a nice speed. We will not dump it with food. People use this word junk food. Now just imagine something that you are consuming, calling it junk and having it with pride is such a foolish idea. It is such a mediocre, intellect. People with such low intellect will only feel that we have to fill our bodies with junk, something that that is our intake, that is the main reason for our survival. It should not be junk. It cannot be called a junk. It should not be junk by nature also. So understand, if we understand that this concept, this Shlok Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir, it is also used as a bhojan mantra at many places. Why? Because this act of eating, simple act of eating, is also a yajna kriya. So apare niyatahara pranan praneshu juvati. This is again coming to this pranayam where we control the breath. This in this pran, this is a very important process. This incoming and outgoing breath, what effect it has on us. Hmm? This is going to, as I told you, it is going to clean up the carbon that is accumulated within us. It is going to enlighten your consciousness. This antaranga ka prakash, we have a light within ourselves. There is a light. This Brahma Tattva is very much present within us. But what is happening? Constantly, it is being clouded. There is a blanket of ignorance. There is a blanket of all other emotions that is constantly covering this light. What happens with this kriya of pranayam, this action of pranayam, uncovers that blanket which is on the light within us. This I am not telling on my own. This is a Patanjali Sutra. There is a Patanjali Sutra which says, Tata Prakasha Varanam Kshiyate. Tata Prakasha Avaranam Kshiyate. By the means of pranayam, what is going to happen? Prakasha Avaranam, the blanket which is on our light within us, that is Kshiyate. It is moved away. It becomes feeble, and gradually it just dissolves. All the carbon, all the ignorance, all the darkness that is accumulated on the light within us, that slowly goes away. And what happens? Sarve pranan pranesh juvati sarve pyete yajnavito yajna kshapita kalmashaha. So what happens by the means of pranayam? The different things, the prakash within us, the enlightenment within us is going to it is going to become brighter. That blanket of this is going to go away. The pranayam is going to gradually weaken the wheel of ignorance, the wheel of darkness within us, and that wisdom is going to come. And as a result of that, what is going to happen? This all this process, the one who understands is what, for that the word is used in this particular shlok, it is Yagna the one who understands that all these practices are what is performed, is as if we are performing a yagna. The one who understands that all these processes are culminating into the process of performing yagna. For such a yagna with person, what happens for such a yagna with person? It becomes yagna kshapita kalmashaha. All this, he becomes what? He is purified by the process of yagna, and he becomes free from all the sins. Hmm? Kalmashaha means sins. So, because a by this all process, by following all these process, this process will be followed by whom? By somebody who is a yajna who understands the process of yajna. He will bring it in his life that he will be free from all the sins. So through the process of yajna, they reach what? They reach a free state. They reach a sinless state, basically, where whatever they do, by all these niyataharaha pranan praneshu juvati, by all these, what will happen? Sarve piyate yagnavito yagnyakshapita kalmashaha. By the means of all this satkarma that they are doing, what will happen? All their all the shortcomings, all the sins are going to get cleared automatically. And whatever they do, whatever they are consuming in their life, whatever results of their actions they are consuming, they are doing what? They are going to enjoy, and that is going to be an ultimate liberating factor for them. Further, what Shri Krishna explains, Yajna Shishtamrita Bhujo Yanti Brahma Sanatanam Nayallokosya Yajnasya Kutonya Kuru Sattama. Yajna Shishtamrita Bhujo Yati Brahma Sanatanan. Yagna Shrishta. So what? Nayal Lokos Yagnasya Kutonya Kuru Sattama. Very simple. At least the whatever rules we have seen so far, they should be followed completely. And whatever we are consuming in our lives, that is a remains of this after doing yagna. Like if I am, just to understand this word, Yagna Shishta Amrita Bhujaha means basically what? The remains of the yagna I am consuming. Means what? Suppose I have received the monthly salary. First, I ensure that a part of this I am leaving as a charity. I am separating something for donations, something I am saving for the family. After all this, before I consume something for my own enjoyment, first thing that I do is first do for keep aside a segment of it as a part of charity. Before I consume any kind of food, or before I consume any food, have I done at least some or the other type of yajna before eating? Have I done some good deed? Some yajna my kriya amongst dravya yajna, sapo yajna. Have I done any one kriya? Have I done my puja part? Have I done some kind of yajna? Even the seva at Geeta, our Geeta Sevi, that today we have the function. We see all people are doing Geeta Seva. What is this? This is also a yajna. We call this Learngeeta is a big Mahayajna of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Why? Because somebody is donating their knowledge, somebody is donating time, somebody is donating their skills, somebody is by means of prachar, they are reaching out to all. This is a yajna kriya because it is all satkarma. So all this satkarma, am I doing at least something out of all this? So the person who does not do all follow all these nayal lokos yajnasya kutonya kuru sattama. Hey Kuru Sattama, hey one best among the Kuru dynasty, because Arjun is following all this in his life. So somebody who does all this is going to get what? Is going to go for a better upliftment. But someone who does not do this, who is not doing this, following this, and without doing, only he is trying to enjoy the fruits of all his karma. For such a person, there is no upliftment. There is no upliftment, and not only in this world. Uh, not only in this world, even in the other lok. Kutaha anya. Forget about it. Not even in this lok. So there is no question that arises of getting any benefit of such activities in the other worlds also. So before consuming whatever we are getting, they if you do not offer them as a yagna and consuming it without enjoying it, then for such a person There is no benefit, there is no upliftment. They are just enjoying. Some people are there, no, enjoy life and आगे कुछ नहीं करना है. For such a people, there is no upliftment anywhere. So at least whatever rules we have seen so far, at least some of these rules that we have stated here, they should be followed. Gradually start extending the scope of these rules. First, we start only with one type of yajna. Gradually, we try to bring into our practice different types of yajna. Without following these rules, there is no road for upliftment. And what Sri Krishna mentions further, that there are many such yajna, but out of them, one yajna is superior. What he mentions, evam bahuvidha yajna vitata brahmano mukhe कर्मजान् वित्थितान् सर्वाणि वैज्ञात्वा विमोक्ष्यसे. So whatever different types of yajna we saw, out of all these different yajna, and where are these different types of yajna mentioned? They are mentioned vitata brahmano mukhe. Brahmano mukhe means here it refers to the Vedas. From where are we understanding all these yajna? We are understanding all these types of yajna. These are mentioned where in the Vedas all these yajnas are mentioned. So evam bahuvida yajna vitata brahmanomiko, these are elaborately explained in the Vedas. All these are originating what, from where? From the karma, from actions. All these yajna, that whether it is pranayam yajna, dravya yajna, all these yajna are coming from where? They are coming from the karmajan vidhi. They are all karmajan vidhi. They are all coming, originating from karma. So the one who understands all these, they will be eva jnatva vimokshase. They will be free from all the shubha, ashubha, all the other worries of the world. They will be liberated from all these worries. And amongst them, a good deed which is done selflessly, and then thereafter explaining all these 12 types of yajna. All this is not new concept that is coming in Bhagavad Gita. It is all derived from Vedas, is basically the meaning of the shlok. And what he says, amongst all these, Shreyan Dravyamaya Yajna Jnana Yajna Parantapa Sarvam Karmakhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. Very important that amongst all the yajna, dravya mayat yajnat, jnana yajna shreyan, amongst all these different types of yajna, which is the yajna which is the most superior one? It is the jnana yajna. That is trying to understand, trying to attain knowledge. That is the most superior type of yajna. Why is it most superior type of yajna? Let us understand with a small example. Now, suppose a child is sleeping. He's in deep sleep, and in deep sleep, he sees a scary dog or a scary snake, and the child is crying in sleep, snake, snake. What is the best way to rescue that child? Now, the mother has known that he has seen a snake. He is being attacked by the snake. What is the best way to save him from the snake in the dream? It is to wake him up. Even if I have a stick or anything else to drive away the snake, the stick of the active aware state cannot help me in rescuing that child who is seeing a snake in the dream. For him, what is important? It is that I have to wake him up. Similarly, we all are in a state of dream. Basically, what we are saying, once we understand knowledge, we become free from all the worries about this world, shoka, moha, bhaya. We will be free from all these three states. From bhaya, that is fear, we will be free from sorrows, we will be free from fear, and we will be free from desires and greed. And once we will be free from all these with the help of knowledge, what will be happen? We will be coming into the awakened state, and automatically what will happen? We will become free, we will be liberated. That is moksha se. We will be liberated. So just like if somebody is scared in sleep, the best way to help them out is what? Is wake them up. Similarly, once the light of knowledge enlightens within us, then there is no fear, there is no fear. And for such a person, what happens? Sarvam karma khilam partha jnane parisamapyate. Once the child is awakened, the entire, there is no need to rescue him from the snake that he has seen in dream. Similarly, once the light enlightens within us, there is no need to be liberated from our karma. Sarva karma akhilam, all the karma accumulates into the knowledge. Ultimately, we will understand that everything becomes what? It becomes redundant. Once the child has awakened, the fear itself will become redundant. Once the knowledge awakens within us, the bindings of karma will not be relevant to us at all, and jnane parisamapyate. But here, one small disclaimer I will tell. This is not to condemn the karma. This karma is the origin of this yajna, that also you understand. Following all the yajna, by doing the karma yoga, we are going to follow the yajna and attain the knowledge, and all the actions will culminate into knowledge. This we understand. But where is everything beginning? Karmajan vidhi. Understand that all these are starting from the karma itself. So we have to give enough importance to our karma, continue practicing the karma, gradually practice it to perfection, and then attain knowledge, which are going to be what? Ultimately liberating you. And then there are, everything has a limit. So after doing the karma for a long time, after following karma yoga for a long time, we will be enlightened, we will get the knowledge. Everything has a limit, but there are two things which do not have limits, and that is, one is knowledge, that is jnana, and another is bhakti. And beyond that also, this knowledge also has a certain limit. After that, the most eternal state is bhakti. Bhakti is the epitome of all principles. So no karma, no yoga, and later knowledge also becomes redundant, and what remains is bhakti. But there is no permanent solution. Everything starts from what? From the karma. But ultimately, all this karma gets accumulated. Everything, it just merges into what? Knowledge. How this entire process is, just understand. Suppose if somebody has to travel to Kedarnath, and so what we will do, up till a certain big city, we will go by the flight or a train. Then after that, there will be a different mode of transport, isn't it? So from karma, we shift to jnana. And after that, the roads become further narrow, and there you have to go on your foot only. Again, you have to change the means of transport, or you have to go on the dolly or feet and reach your destination. So just as we keep changing the means of transport, similarly, uh, by and large, first we have to start with the karma yoga, and gradually the jnana yoga, and gradually everything culminates into the devotion. So the question arises, how do we get the knowledge? Now understand, after having understood the karma yoga, how do we get the knowledge? Shri Krishna explains that how do you attain knowledge? तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. By only by getting, we can get all the knowledge only by taking refuge under some guru. Here, very important. Now, how should be the guru? That is also explained here. So, why do we need a guru, first of all? So, if somebody feels that only by learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, only by reading the scriptures, I can get knowledge, then what is the need of guru? It is just like saying, like somebody who has read all the books on swimming. Suppose one has to become a swimming coach. He has read all the books on swimming. These are the movements, these are the things, but has not actually ever entered the water. Is he eligible to teach swimming? Somebody who has read, somebody says, I have read everything about swimming, but I have never entered water, but I can direct you. Will you trust such a coach? No. Similarly, when it comes to spiritual knowledge, also, somebody who has read all the scriptures but has not realized all that knowledge in his life is not eligible to be teaching. That is not a way. We need a guru who is a tattvadarshi. Hmm? So everything we can explore everything, but ultimately who we need somebody who is a tattvajnani, who is a guru, who is a tattvadarshi. What are the characteristics of a tattvadarshina? The person is well versed in all the scriptures, in all the vedas, in all the vedic knowledge. He's an expert in sadhana. He himself is perfect at sadhana. Hmm? And the one who is Sthita in Brahma. Brahma with Brahma. Brahma Sthita means his intellect is steadily in that Brahma Tattva, who is completely offered his intellect to God. And when all these things are seen in a person like our Param Puja Gurudev, when we see how do we attain the knowledge from such a Guru? Pranipatena, doing pranam to him, pariprashnena, by sharing our queries with him, by asking. Now this Upadesh also, there is a way to ask, not like going to the Gurudev and saying, okay, tell me this. No, Sevaya, Pariprashnena Sevaya, how to ask? First, do his seva. And when the seva is done, when you see the question comes from the Guru itself, he becomes happy on you and then says, okay, now ask what you want to ask. And the answer that you receive at that time, that is the best answer. So, Upadesh, just like that, Upadesh won't happen. How we have to ask the question? By seva, we have to make the Guru satisfied. Politely we should ask the question. So, and how to do sevaya? What is seva? The very beautiful definition of seva. People feel that just offering puja, offering fruits and offering prasad and doing puja of Gurudev, that much is seva. No. What is the actual seva of Gurudev? Following his orders. The actual definition of seva is anukulyena vartanam. That is seva. What is seva? Anukulyena vartanam means walking on the principles laid by your Guru. Obedience. Whatever the Guruji has told, obeying him. Whatever he says, obeying his principles. Whatever karya he is doing, whatever work he is doing, whatever our Gurudev, he is dedicated to the Ayodhya Mandir, doing our bit in the seva for Ayodhya Mandir. That is the seva towards him. Each one of us cannot go. Everybody doesn't need to go and press his legs, offer him food. Or no, that is not doing, supporting all the causes that he works for, following all his orders. Geeta padhe padhaye jeevan mein laaye. For us, the highest order given to us by our Guru is this: Geeta padhe padhaye jeevan mein laaye. Anukulta. This is the actual way of serving our Guru. And once this is done, what will happen? We will actually, the gates of knowledge will open for us from the Guru, and as a result of this Guru Krupa, what will happen? That is explained in the next shloka. As a Guru Krupa, what you will get is Yajñātvānapanarmoham evayasyasi pandavam yena bhutanyasheshena drakshasyaatmanyatho mayi येन अशेषेण भूतानि द्रक्ष्यस्य आत्मनि अथो मयि. When such a thing happens, the atma gyan within the sadhak increases. And what happens? We start realizing the knowledge. What is the meaning of this realizing the knowledge? We are able to experience the knowledge. We are able to see within ourselves. What is the meaning of experiencing knowledge? What is the meaning of real knowledge? First, what is knowledge? Now, suppose somebody asks me, for instance, what is a rasgulla? And we'll say it is a white soft ball, it is sweet in taste. I'll try to understand, it is found in Bengal. All these things, if people say, I'll say, okay, understanding. But instead of that, if somebody just brings a rasgulla for me to taste, I will eat it. I will get a perfect understanding of what is rasgulla, isn't it? Same thing applies to knowledge. We all know there is Atma within us, there is Atma in everyone, the Paramatma is same within us. This is the knowledge we all have. But realizing that knowledge, that is the real knowledge. So knowledge is not only achieved by reading or by reading the books. It is the anubhuti, it is the experience, it is the realization that we will get. And this realization is going to free us from all our delusions that only a guru can do. And when we are free from all the delusions, what happens? Drakshasi atmani atho mai. You will be able to see, you will be free from all your sorrows, worries, and other things, and you will leave all the sins behind. And what will happen? We will be able to see ourselves, we will be able to connect with our own Atma, and ultimately we will be able to connect the Paramatma within us. But we all feel that, this is a difficult process because we are sinners, we have so many sins accumulated. Will we ever be able to attain that kind of siddhi? Will we ever be able to get this kind of siddhi? This question comes to us. But Sri Krishna has understood that this can come to our mind. Atmani Pashyati, we will be able to see everything. But God says that irrespective of all your sins, this doubt comes in the mind of Arjun, and Krishna is reading his mind, and he says that irrespective of all the sins that you might be having, you might, how you can get knowledge. Shri Krishna explains, apichedasi papebhyah, apichedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah sarvam jnanaplavenaiva vrijinam santarishyasi. If once you get this boat of knowledge, Jnana plave naiva. No matter how many deadly sins you have done, this entire Papa Mahasagar you will be able to cross only with the help of this boat of knowledge. You will cross this ocean of sins by climbing this boat of knowledge. Here, the plave naiva, jnana plave naiva. It is the raft of knowledge, raft like a boat kind of thing, which will help you cross. That is the plava. So, with the help of that boat or raft of knowledge, you will be able to cross the ocean of sins. And in this context, he gives a very beautiful example. What is it? Yatha edhamsi samithognir bhasmatsat kurute jana jnanagnis sarva karmani bhasmatsat kurute tatha. The see, this boat will still take some time to cross the ocean of sins. Now, Sri Krishna gives a faster example. What he talks about fire. Fire will automatically ruin everything very immediately. It will ruin everything to ashes, isn't it? Similarly, once you get the knowledge, in the blazing fire of knowledge, in the fire of knowledge, all your sins will get burned down. Not only that slow process of crossing by the river, he says that all the sins will gradually burn down when they are in the where they are when they will get burned in the fire of your knowledge. So, in this context, he is explaining what is the power of knowledge. What is the power of knowledge? Understand this power of knowledge. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate tat swayam yoga samsiddha kalenatmani vendati. So, this is a very important, this phrase, Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. Embed this in your minds, because it is knowledge is the most pious one. Nothing is more pious, pure, pavitra than what? The knowledge. It is so. See, we all feel no that Ganga is pious. It is pavitra. That is why all the sins get washed away. That is what is happening when we come across something which is very very pavitra. Then all the impurities get washed away. So there is nothing more purifying than knowledge itself. So knowledge is the most purifying element. Nahi jnanena sadrasham pavitramiha vidyate. Nothing is more pure than this knowledge. Okay, but kalena atmani vindati. This will come only by time. It is not like I want knowledge and immediately I have to get it. It is not going to happen. It will take its own time to come. Hmm. So if in a family once the grandfather said that I want to see see the face of my grandson, but the son is not. One father said, I want to see the face of my grandson, but the son is not yet married. So when he is suffering from this disease, immediately they decide, okay, no, let him get married. And after the marriage, now the doctor is telling you have only 5 months left to go, and 5 months max we see your lifespan. And then he cannot say that, oh no, I want to see the grandson's child. So, the speed of the process, and I want to see my grandson. It is going to take its own time. 9 months, it is going to take its own time. It cannot be sweet. The seed, it will take its own time to germinate. I want to eat a tomato today, and if I put a seed today, that immediately it is not going to get convert into a tree and give me tomatoes. It is going to take its own time. Kale in atmani vendati. It will take its own time. So knowledge is the most pure thing. We all want to have it, but it will take its own time. We have to understand that. These examples are from Naneshwari, the one about the child taking it. The Garbha will take its 9 months to fulfill. The seed will take its own time to grow. And this will take Atmani Vindati. But this this knowledge, it is singular when it comes to its own importance. There can be nothing that can be equated. Suppose we are trying to get some example. Ye nahi to wo sahi, something we can replace, but this knowledge is completely irreplaceable. Hmm. It is completely irreplaceable. For this, Jnaneshwar Maharaj gives a very beautiful example. If somebody asks, how is the taste of Amrit? Amrit is the most superior type of nectar which gives you immortality. So, if somebody asks, what is the taste of the Amrit? Nobody will know. Only the one who has ever tasted Amrit will be able to tell the taste of Amrit. Nobody else can tell. Similarly, how is knowledge? Only the one who has tasted knowledge, who has realized knowledge, they will be able to tell. That is the meaning of this Atmani Vindati. They will be able to tell this Atmani Vindati. So, Sri Krishna has explained all these things, but Arjun is still in a state of doubt that will I be able to get it? And Sri Krishna is sensing it, and he says, to get this knowledge, there are some more eligibility criteria that we have to understand. We all want knowledge. There is nothing more pure and purifying than knowledge, and we all want to get that knowledge. In this case, what is the eligibility criteria? Tomorrow, if I decide I want to be a doctor and seek admission in the college, I have to appear for an entrance exam and pass their eligibility criteria. What is the eligibility to gain knowledge? Sri Krishna explains in the next slok. Shraddha labhate jnanam tatparah sanyatendriyah jnanam labdhva param shantim achirenadhigacchati. What are the things that are important? What are the three eligibility criteria? Shraddhavan. Person should have faith. Tatparaha. They should be really very passionate about getting the knowledge. Sanyata Indriya has a full control over the sense organs. So the three criteria are Shraddhavan, Tatparaha, and Sanyata Indriya. These three are essential. Shraddhavan, without faith, nothing. We will come to this part later. Tat paraha, let's see this word. We saw this word, we must have heard this word, mat paraha, Shri Krishna says, where they are dedicated to me. Tatpar. Tatpar means what? Extremely passionate. How was Nachiketa towards Yamraj? Nachiketa was, you have to tell me the Atma Gyan. Yamraj is talking to this small 8-9-year-old child and saying, Ari, what will you do with Atma Gyan? I'll give you a long, happy life. You ask me how many years. I will give you lots of wealth, um, wealth, a lot of riches, lot of this thing I'll give. But what Nachiket says, after all this also, ultimately I am going to experience death. So everything has a finite time. You tell me what is infinite, you give me Atma Gyan. Tatpar, he didn't give in to any temptations that Yamraj had given. Before that, for 3 days, without food, without water, full hungry, he has stayed in front of in front of the gates of Yamraj. That was his tatparta, his passionate, his desperation for knowledge. We have to be desperate to attain knowledge. Then Sanyata Indriya. We should be carefully. Sanyata Indriya means not just controlling, ye mat karo, wo mat karo. Instead of telling what not to do, we have to control our Indriya and tell what to do. When we are saying Sanyata Indriya, don't say I will not watch YouTube. Right? If I'm watching YouTube, I'm only listening to Swamiji. So some pravachan. Or if I'm doing some sankir, if I have to listen to music, I will listen to the bhajans or sangir. Basically, control is not about don't do something. It is about tell us what to do. That is a complete, with a careful consideration, we should invest our sense organs into worthy things. That is Sanyata Indriya and Shraddhavan, the most important. That is having faith. Unless we have faith, nothing can be absorbed. Your faith, our devotion, our faith is going to be lighting the lamp of knowledge for us. and that Amrit Dhara of knowledge will flow within us only if we have faith. Hmm? Otherwise, it is not going to happen. Only when people who have devotion, for them that knowledge will be happening. In this context and explaining this characteristic further, Shri Krishna explains what Agnyascha Shraddadhanascha Samshayatma Vinashyati Nayallokosti Naparo Nasukham Samshayatmana. A person who does not have Shraddha, who does not have faith, will be full of what? Always full of doubt. So understand that spirituality is not something that can easily be available. It has to happen with faith. Some people ask, you are going to Rishikesh every year, going taking a bath there. So actually, do you really believe that by taking a dip in the Ganga Ji, the sins will get washed off? Then Swamiji says what? Those who have faith, for them it will be washed off. For those who do not have faith, for them they are not going to be washed off. It is as simple as that. If we if we fall short of faith, then nothing is possible. So, in the absence of Shraddha, in absence of faith, only the sadhak fails. It is not the problem with the sadhana. It is not the problem with the path that we are following. Some people feel I'm doing worship from so much time, but nothing is happening because only you are thinking about what is coming to you. I am learning Bhagavad Gita from so many years, but still see so many problems in my life. The problem is not in the path of sadhana. The problem is in your faith in that sadhana, in that practice that you are doing. So only with Shraddha we can get, only with the faith, only with what is Shraddha, or the faith is not actually the correct, unswearing devotion, a very strong devotion is basically Shraddha. Very, very convincingly, there is a desperate faith that this is the only, we can take a complete surrendering, completely surrendering yourself to that, to completely surrendering all your emotions basically is Shraddha. So the absence of this is not going to land you anywhere. The one who is constantly in a state of doubt, samshayatma vinashyati. The second charan we should always remember. The person who always doubts, ये गंगा में डुबकी लगाने से पाप धुलते हैं क्या? By chanting this, does this happen? By doing this, does this happen? A person who is in a state of doubt, there is absolutely no hope for such a person. Not in this world, Nayan Lokosti na paro. In the other world also, there is no hope for such a people. Na sukham samshayatmana. Samshayatmana, a doubting person will have no happiness neither in this world nor in the other world. They will always be in a constant state of agnya. Agnya is a state of ignorance, because the state of ignorance will not be shrugged unless you have faith. It can be shrugged only with Shraddha, only with faith. And the whole chapter is further summarized in the next two shlokas by Shri Krishna. What he says, Yoga Sanyasta Karmana Jnana Sanchinna Samshayam Atmavantanna Karmani Nibadhnanti Dhananjaya. For a person who is yoga sanyasta karmanam, this is very important. I understand the time, very important, these two shlokas, the summary of the entire chapter. What Shri Krishna says in short is that the person who does the karma, yoga sanyasta karmanam, this phrase, what is this meaning? Yoga sanyasta karmanam, by taking refuge of yoga, a person who has renounced his karma, sanyasta karmanam, renounced the karma. Now, what is the meaning of renouncing the karma? Detaching from the karma itself, basically following the parameters of karma yoga. So, a person who has followed the karma as a karma yoga, by following the karma yoga, the person who has freed himself from the karma, by renouncing karma here means free from the side effects of karma by following yoga. And a person jnana sanchinna samshayam, with the sword of knowledge, they who has with because of this knowledge, the jnana sanchinna samshayam is doubt, sanchinna what? All the doubts. So doubts are the person whose inner self is free from all doubts. Why? Because of knowledge. So within that person there is no uncertainty that is lingering within him. He sees only one path of liberation, that the I have to be liberated, and he has completely freed himself from the side effects of action. He has taken a complete refuge under knowledge, and he has shrugged off all the doubts with the help of all the with the knowledge. For him, what Jnaneshwar Maharaj talks about such a person, a very beautiful line is there in Jnaneshwari about it. Baheri karme Bahari, Bahari karma, the outer karma, is completely washed out. And Antarik Jnane Uzarla means Antarik Jnane Uzarla, in within the knowledge has enlightened. The outside karma is completely dissolved, and internally he is enlightened with knowledge. For such a person, the karma yoga has cleared all the impurities outside, and internally he is flourished and enlightened by knowledge. Such a person becomes what? Atmavantam. He is he is he is always in touch with the Atma Tattva. That is, he is in touch with the Paramatma. He is confident with his knowledge. He is self-contained. He is self-contained with the Atma Tattva. For such a person, na karmani nibadnanti. For such a person, the karma is not a binding. And hence, what we have to do? तस्मादज्ञानसम्भूतं हृत्स्थैर्ज्ञानासिनात्मनः चित्वैनं संशयं योगं वातिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ भारत. From where all our doubts arise? It arises from ajnana sambhutam. In here, the tasmad ajnana sambhutam. Whatever doubts come in our mind, whether we should, how should we do, what we should do, all this kinds of doubt, where are they coming? Ajnana sambhutam. They are arising from ignorance. And where is the ignorance residing? Shri Krishna has given the address in this shlok itself. Where does the ignorance reside? Where is it staying? Ritstam. It is within us. It is within us. So this ignorance within us is giving rise to all the ignorance. So what Shri Krishna is giving now, this shlok starts with the word tasmad. Anything that starts with a tasmad is very important. Means it is an order for us. When it is starting with tasmad, therefore. So here we have to put all our attention, because there is some order in this shlok for Arjun, and obviously it is an order for us. So what Shri Krishna says, Tasmat Uttishta Bharata. What he is saying, Tasmat Jnana Asina. So what he's saying here, Jnana Asinatmanaha. What you have to do? Hey Arjun, get up, and using this sword of knowledge, slay the Ajnan, the ignorance within you. Where is this Ajnan? This ignorance is within us. Where is it? It is within us. Use the knowledge, use the sword of knowledge, and slay this ignorance within you. And hey Bharata Uttishta, get up. And what you have to do? Uttishta, and follow the yoga. Take a refuge of Chitmainam Sanshayam Yogam Atishta. What he says, hey Bharat Uttishta, Yogam Atishta, means Yoga Atishta, follow the path of yoga. Hey Arjun, get up Arjun, and practice this karma yoga and live by the principles of the karma yoga. With detachment, practice this yoga in your daily life, and awakening this true knowledge within, ensuring that external actions do not have any impact on you. This can be done with the help of what? Jnana sinat, the jnana sinatmanaha, by the sword of knowledge. So live the path of this karma yoga. Live the principles of karma yoga in your life, with with taking a shelter, with under the refuge of knowledge, and live your life. That is going to be your ultimate liberating path, and hence the name of this entire yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Freeing yourself from the side effects of knowledge, freeing yourself from karma with the help of knowledge. That is the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. With that, we come to an end of this chapter, and let us all offer this entire discourse at the lotus feet of Gurudev, with whose blessings we are able to see these beautiful principles in our life. Om Tatsaviti Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītāsu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyāyā Yoga Shastri Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Chaturthodhyaya. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Tat Sat. Sorry about the extra time, but we had a lot of shlokas to cover today. So thank you everybody for your patient listening. Jai Shri Krishna.
Such a beautiful, such a beautiful chapter, and you have, I mean, as if I feel that I have understood everything, but I don't know. Next day when I am going to again think about it, I have to watch it again and again. But it was beautiful. That was an enlightening session. And Didi dealt in detail with regard to yajna, pranayam, consisting of prana, apana, and kumbhak, to name a few, and how to lead a life like a yajna. I request you to watch it again and again to understand the chapter fully. We would be seeing more of this in coming sessions. Now it's time for question and answers. I request those who want to ask questions to raise their hands and switch on their cameras and wait for their turn. Please make the questions precise so that more questions can be taken. Didi, over to you. Yeah. Any hand raises? Let me see. Yeah. Puran Singh ji.
Puran Singh ji, please switch on your video.
Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah.
हाँ, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया, प्रणाम।
हाँ, मेरा एक छोटा सा क्वेरी है, क्वेरी नहीं जिज्ञासा है। You have explained, you told that it was told that there are 12 type of yajnas explained in this chapter. So in sloka 28, 29, 30 and 31, I have just observed that there is a count of 8. That is Drav, Tap, Yog. So what are the remaining?
Jnana Swadhyaya Jnana Yagnascha. Pranayam is another type of yajna. Ahar, Niyata Ahar. That is also yajna. So basically, to count all these, one by one, we cannot count in the Vivechan session here, but you can refer to any Gita Press book, Gita Darpan or Sadak Sanjeevani or any Gita Press book. You will see these numbered properly. You will be able to see. Okay.
Ji,
so it is not only in that particular shlok. It is in the next shlokas also, including that. It is mentioned.
Ji, Ji. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are no other questions.
Yeah. Okay. Sumanji. Yeah.
जय श्री कृष्णा दीदी।
जय श्री कृष्ण, प्रणाम दीदी।
बिल्कुल सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन मैं थोड़े डाउट में हूँ इसलिए पूछ रही हूँ। यान्ति और यजन्ते का मीनिंग बताइए।
यान्ति इस अध्याय में कौन से इसमें आया है? यजन्ते मीन्स वर्शिपिंग बेसिकली। यान्ति कहाँ पढ़ा आपने अभी?
मैंने पूछा भी था बीच में, जैसे यान्ति देव व्रता देवान ऐसे है ना।
Where in can you?
वो नाइन्थ में है ना वो तो।
अभी बताती हूँ। नहीं दीदी, उसमें भी है, इसमें भी। अभी मैंने पूछा था, है यहीं भी ये आया अभी, तभी पूछा था मैंने। और यजन्ते मीन्स
दीदी, यजन्ते मीन्स worshipping. Yanti, it will differ from the context in which it is being said. That is why I was asking the shlok number. Yajante means the people who worship. Basically, that will be. Okay, you have put in chat. See, I cannot see the chat when we are in the Vivechan, so it doesn't. This thing. Yanti basically go. Vidya means it is going where Yagna Shishtam Mritabhujo Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. Whatever is offered, Yanti Brahma. Yanti means they are going. Yanti basically means going to something. Yajante means worshipping. They are two different verbs. Okay, Yanti means going to, or they go to Brahma, the Sanatan Brahma Tattva, and Yajante means worshipping.
ठीक है, thank you.
जी, welcome. जय श्री कृष्णा, प्रणाम. दुर्गा देवी भैया, दुर्गा जी भैया.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
जय श्री कृष्णा, प्रणाम.
This pranayama, under what circumstances we have to take it as tapas, and in what conditions we can treat it as a yagna?
See, basically, yagna, it depends on the intent. Now, some people are doing it only for the sake of health. When they are doing it for the sake of health, teaching others, it is only going to be a strengthening activity. It is still following under the purview of sat karma. It is a good karma. But what happens gradually when people start, going deeper into pranayam, and they start doing it as a connecting factor between the self and within while doing pranayam, when I'm taking the breath within and assuming that all the good energies are entering into me. And when we learned it in Rishikesh also, I remember when we used to do it on the rhythmic name of God, Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, with every breath I am assuming. When we deeply start connecting the breath with the Paramatma Tattva while doing the pranayam, which is the right way of doing pranayam, then it starts connecting us to the Paramatma within us. And that is where it starts getting converted to a yagya, pranayam yagya. So basically, see, food people eat normally also. People will party, they will eat anything. That is a normal activity of the food. But when it is done with full sanctity and we say Brahmarpanam Brahmahavi, that shlok, with that intent, when we are taking the food, it becomes a yajna. With what intent we are doing? If I am just doing pranayam so that my body remains healthy, it will also have a good effect on my body. It is not going to not have the effect, but the effect will be better when it is done as a yajna. Similarly, in this example, you will understand from the example of food. I can just fill my stomach with food, but if I say that it is not Udara Bharana Nohe Zane Che Yagna Karma, and when with that emotion, when I eat the food, it is going to be having a different effect. Both are going to have a positive effect on my body. But how I am eating, what I am eating is going to make an impact. Same thing applies to pranayam. Doing pranayam is always going to be beneficial, but how and with what intent when you start doing it with an intent of it being a yajna, then it is going to have a totally different impact on the body. Okay? So it becomes yajna only when we assume that we are doing yajna. Otherwise, it is not a yajna.
Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Okay. Glanir Bhavati means, now see, I have to read the chat, but it is better if people just unmute and ask the question. Glanir Bhavati means when it starts decline. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. When it starts declining. But if you refer to that first session of this chapter, please try to check that, where in very detail I have explained this actual meaning of glanir bhavati. Where, because there are no further questions, I'll just explain in little more detail this one. Glanir bhavati means it is becoming disorganized basically. Glanihi, literal translation means it is starting to decline. But with dharma, there was somebody who was raising the hand, but the hand is going down. Can you just check once? So the glanir glanihi bhavati means it is declining, but dharma actually doesn't get declined. It what happens that it becomes disorganized. Means what happens, like we had given an example of the house. If you don't clean the house for many days, then what happens, that the entire mess will fall everywhere. And then what we do thik thak karenge, we clean up. isn't it? For entire 1 year, so much accumulates in the house, and then in Diwali ki safai, we will organize the entire house, make it new. Similarly, because of the constant interactions of human beings with each other and the emotions going high and low, the dharma, it becomes disorganized. It gets affected. The practices become disorganized, and then what Shri Krishna does, dharma samsthapanarthaya, means to do the organization of dharma properly. He is going to come. So the this entire thing you can refer to the first. I have explained this in lot of detail in the first session of this chapter, first Vivechan session of this chapter. You can go through it, but this is basically what it means. It gets unorganized because of the human tendency, and Shri Krishna establishes dharma by bringing back the principles, bringing back the memory of the dharma to all the people. Jai Shri Krishna, Vikrant Bhaiya, pranam to you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Krishna.
I don't have question related to Gita, but it's a problem I'm facing currently. These days, all I do is think of the Lord, and just whenever I'm free, I listen to like Leela of the Lord and all that stuff. But I have run to a problem where I don't want to do anything else at all, just keep on listening and listening and listening and listening. And there are work that I have to do, I have to study and all that, but I have not been doing that. I've just been completely immersed in the.
See, means what is happening. See, when a a child is given a new toy, when they start enjoying, what do? They will be exploring that again and again. वो बाकी सब भूल जाते हैं. That happens when we come in new contact with something. It feels very engaging. But when you are listening to all these scriptures, we should also understand what is the essence of this scripture. Right now, you heard Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. What is the essence of this Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga? The essence is that you have to follow the path of karma by keeping knowledge in its perspective. Now, by listening to scriptures, listening to all the abhanga, we are doing everything. But everything is what karmajan vidhi. Everything is originated from action. If we stop the origin, if you cut down on the karma itself, then this hearing is not going to lead you anywhere. It is going to remain half. We talk about lot of our saints, isn't it? The saints and other what they all have done. Nobody gave up on their business or their domain. All what they all have actually followed all their businesses, all their jobs they have done, and along with it, they have done the bhakti. So, if what we should do, both go hand in hand. The biggest problem with this kind of thing is we consider spirituality separate from our devotion. Bhakti, sorry, from devotion, spirituality separate from our karma. Our life, job, responsibilities and devotion are both a part and parcel of the life. ऐसे नहीं होता है ना that now because I am going to office I don't look after my children, or because I have to take care of my wife I will stop looking after my parents. We don't do like that, right? Similarly, just because I want to follow the path of bhakti, I will not do my karma. That is also a weird logic while doing karma. So if you are traveling to office, while traveling to office, listen to bhajans. Who is stopping you? After you are done, while returning, still listen to office. When for the housewives, while they are doing the household chores, listen to the scriptures, listen to the devotional songs. All this can be done. But and when you are doing the office work or study, consider that as your karma, yagna. Karna kya hai humko? Before starting the studies, like I assume if you are a student, before starting studying, just do a prarthana. Whatever studies I am doing, hey Krishna, I am offering it to you. Beautifully, you will pass in your exams with full devotion, because then now that karma, that study itself has become your yajna. You are studying, whatever it is going to become your means of income, isn't it? The studies that you are investing, if you are going to office, hey Krishna, whatever I am earning, I am offering it to you. Man se arpan kar do. start. How we do, you are a TA, I can see that. How we start our class, we start it with a prarthana, we end it with a prarthana. Why? Because all the karma which is happening between these two gets offered to Parampita Paramatma. Similarly, every activity, early morning, the Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, first thing we remember God, that oh, I'm starting the day with your memories. Whatever I'm doing throughout the day, I'm offering it to you. Beautiful karma will happen, beautiful bhakti will also happen. So do not separate these two. अगर कुछ करने का इच्छा नहीं हो रही है मतलब भक्ति का अर्थ ही नहीं समझ में आया. What did Meera Di do? Are we talk about the greatest devotees, we talk about gopis. Did they leave their houses and run behind Shri Krishna? No, they were doing their household chores. But वो करते करते हर चीज में कृष्ण ही दिख रहा है. In the earthen pots they are seeing Krishna, in their household all other things they are seeing Krishna. You come in that state, you will enjoy your own karma also, and you will not be separated from Krishna also. We can never be separated from Parampita Paramatma. He is very much within us. So we have to just acknowledge him and work on our path. वो कहीं दूर नहीं जाते हैं. कर्म करने से श्री कृष्ण भगवान हमसे दूर नहीं जाते हैं. They do not go far from. He does not go far from us. He is much within us. With him you do the karma. Does that answer your question, Bhaiya?
Yes, Didi. Thank you very, very, very much, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Arabinda Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Madam, one query that you recently you have told Glanir Bhavati Bharat means declining the dharma. So my query is why dharma became the decline. One
Now,
thing. Another thing is, if our God is omnipresent and omnipotent, then why the dharma is declining in the day by day? So why he should not take care of these situations? As a result, he cannot be
can't understand what is apane jyovati pranam.
Didi, Putrevut Padma Didi, just 1 minute. Your chance is yet to come. It will be the next. Arabinda Bhaiya is asking a question. Once he is done, I will send you unmute request. Can you please wait for a minute? Thank you, Didi. Arabinda Bhaiya. So, if I get your question correctly, this question very elaborately I have answered in the first chapter. I really recommend if somebody in Kasturi Didi or if any tech or somebody can post the link to the first session of this chapter's Vivechan. Very detailed analysis we have done. For the sake of completeness of your answer, I will tell you that why the glani of dharma is happening. Every yuga, whether it is Sat Yuga or any yuga, dharma and adharma are two facets which are always going to coexist in every yuga. Whether it is the Sat Yuga or Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga, any yuga. So this then also the adharma was there. Now also adharma is there. From where is adharma arising? Adharma is arising from the human tendencies, from our very nature, the dosh within us, from all kinds of dvandva. Kama, moha, lobha, all these things, krodha, all these tendencies, when they grow beyond a certain limit, they result in adharma. These are always going to exist. Now, why God is not controlling? This is like saying I have given my car for driving to a driver. I have given him the keys. Now, whatever he is driving, it is his job. Now, there are 2-3 different perspectives behind it. One, that driver is driving with his own intellect, करको उसने जाके accident कर दिया. It is basically not my problem. If has to be punished, the driver will be punished and not the owner of the car. Similarly, Sri Krishna, when he talks about Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam, you try to go through the explanation of that shloka that I have given in the first session. Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. He is free from all his karma. But what we experience, basically, this dharma, adharma, what is happening from us, whatever intellect is coming to us, whatever we are being blessed with, is an accumulation of our past karma. So if today I am born as something, this is something I have earned for myself. What we have earned for ourselves is accumulation of our karma. अब इतने जन्मों से जो accumulate किया है, that so he has what he says is that I have given all this to you, but ultimately you are responsible for your own karma, what is happening, and that is how the dharma or the adharma are being balanced in this world, balanced, or coexisting in this world. That is how it is being said. Okay, so this is about the coexistence of dharma and adharma, and because these tendencies will increase, decrease with time, or it is going to create an imbalance. When adharma becomes such that good people are getting affected with it. So, paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the good people, to protect the saintly people, to the saintly traits, Sri Krishna says, Srijami, when he says that I come and I, for dharma samsthapanarthaya, for again organizing the dharma, what he has done as a part of his life in as Sri Krishna, for whatever he is seeing, what he has achieved by arranging this war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. It is dharma samsthapanarthaya. There was nothing he was getting on his personal end, isn't it? He has given Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā for what? So that people who have forgotten all these principles, for who do not have to time to read the Vedas and Upanishads, get a summary of all these scriptures in 700 shlokas, and we start connecting ourselves to dharma. That is the entire purpose of his life as Sri Krishna. He has come for dharma samstapana. So all these things in detail we have seen in the first part of the session. You can go through it again and again. If you have any doubts, you can ask. This is
that you are true, and as for the God, it is also true. My question: whenever this pot is full of sign, then the God is coming and paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chatustur. But why God is not coming before that? This position.
If God only has to do everything, what will we do? Now, it is for our own utthan, this karma. Till see, abhi when it is like we want to pass everything कि हमको कुछ करना नहीं है. We want to pass on the ball to him. वो आओ धर्म करो, हम अधर्म करेंगे, आप आके धर्म करो. He is not coming so that we get a chance to do some dharma and we get a chance for upliftment. If he comes and starts doing everything, then we lose on an opportunity to create dharma. We lose on an opportunity to attain some chitta shuddhi by the means of doing karma. अगर वही सब कर लेंगे, we will keep taking birth as human beings and we will be stuck in this cycle. We are born as a human being. What is the biggest blessing of being a human being is that we can open the doors for our own liberation. Utilize that opportunity is what Shri Krishna is saying. We have to utilize that opportunity. वो आके करके जाएंगे, फिर हमारा उद्धार कौन करेगा? उद्धरेद आत्मनात्मानं नात्मानं अवसादयेत. We are responsible for our own uddhar. We are responsible for our own chitta shuddhi by the means of karma. Our karma shuddhi, chitta shuddhi is going to happen by our karma, not by God's karma. वो तो आके करके चले जाएंगे. What about us? It is for our utthan that Shri Krishna has given all these options to us.
Okay.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you,
Pranam.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Padma Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna. I can't understand what is this apane juhvati pranam, prane panam tadha pare.
See, these apane, apana, apana, all these are different, vayus within our body. Vayu means there are different types of winds, we can say. These are Ayurvedic. In Ayurveda also you will see these terms, apana, apana. So when we are taking this breath inside, the incoming breath and the outgoing breath are known as apana and apana. So these are incoming and outgoing breath. So these are pane jupati pranam, prane panan tatha pare. So apana is the incoming breath. These are two different types of breath, pana and prana. So apane jupati pranam. So by the incoming breath and the outgoing breath, this entire strive. They both are basically juvati means. Again, sacrifice, basically enlightening, you can say. See, certain places, this English language really falls short of some words, but the incoming breath and the outgoing breath are basically enlightening or giving life to our prana. So this apana is our incoming breath. Apana is the incoming breath. The prana is the outgoing breath, and prana apana gati rudhva, that stopping that breath. So that's Rechak, Purak, and Kumbhak. These are the three activities of pranayam. Pranayam means basically the activities of breathing in and breathing out. They are Juvati Pranam. They are keeping you alive. These are the basic activities. Who will do them? Pranayama Parayanaha. So these are basically apana, apanam, panam, all these pranam, all these things are the different activities of breathing. Basically, these are the three different activities of breathing. One is incoming breath, one is outgoing breath, and the third one is the stopping the breath. That is the kumbhak. It is known as kumbhak in the pranayam terms. So these three together, when these three are done in different forms, they become the pranayam yagya. They are performed by the pranayam parayan people.
Thank you.
Nandini.
Thank
Thank you, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Nandini.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी.
जय श्री कृष्ण नंदिनी जी.
मराठी बोलू?
हा बोला.
हे ज्ञानेश्वरी ज्ञानेश्वरी कुठली मागवायची?
You can use any Jnaneshwari, Dandekar Maharaj, Nana Maharaj, Sakri Maharaj, Jnaneshwari.
ठाकरे महाराजांची.
साखरी महाराजांची घ्या किंवा दांडेकर महाराजांची पण घेऊ
बर
शकता.
बर.
यू कॅन टेक.
आणि मी तुम्हाला गेल्या वेळेस तुमचा फोन नंबर विचारला होता. मी हैदराबाद मध्ये राहतीये.
अच्छा, ओके. मी तुम्हाला मेसेज करते.
त्याच्यामध्ये टाकलाय मी नंबर.
अच्छा, ओके.
आणि ते कुठलं ग्रुप जॉईन व्हायला सांगितलं तुम्ही, ते मला कळलं नाही. कुठे हैदराबादच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये जॉईन व्हायचं, कसं करायचं ते नाही समजलं मला.
अच्छा, आय विल सेंड यू अ लिंक. कारण हा इंग्लिश विवेचन आहे, मी सांगते इंग्लिश मध्ये, पण तुम्हाला कळेल असं मी रिझ्यूम करते की भाग्यनगरचा आमचा गीता परिवारचा भाग्यनगरचा ग्रुप आहे. देयर इज भाग्यनगर ग्रुप फॉर गीता परिवार.
चालेल चालेल.
आय विल जस्ट सेंड यू द लिंक फॉर दॅट. यू कॅन यू आर मोस्ट वेलकम.
धन्यवाद दीदी.
I will send you.
इथे लोक कमी आहे म्हणून मला विचारायचं नंबर लागतोय माझा, नाहीतर ते हिंदीमध्ये नंबरच नाही लागत. ऍक्च्युअली आय कॅन ऑल्सो आस्क इन इंग्लिश, बट मला वाटलं तुम्ही मराठी बोलता म्हणून.
हा, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. आय अंडरस्टँड बोथ ऑल द थ्री लँग्वेजेस, इंग्लिश, हिंदी, मराठी.
मी पण बोलू शकते.
हाँ, दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. मेरे पे बाइंडिंग है, आप पे आप मुक्त है, आप मुक्त है. मैं बद्ध थे, बंधी हुई हूँ रूल से. I have noted your number, Nandini Dini, and I will send you.
Thank you so much.
Miti Pandey Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Didi, I have a question. Like we do good deeds or bad deeds. In this, who is this we? Like we, the Jeev, that is like the Ansh of Paramatma, or we, which is like Antahakaran Chatushtay?
No. We is this body, which is combination of our buddhi, dhriti, our sense organs, all our 6 indriya. Actually there are 10 in our jnanendriya, karmendriya. This entire package is called kshetra. This you will see in the 13th chapter. This entire package is we, which does not include the chetana, the supreme divine power. That this we is basically this culmination of our mana pranendriya kriyaha, or mana and all the jnanendriya, jnanendriya, karmendriya, all these together is the we, along with our intellect, including our ego. All this total package is we. But this is the we that we believe is we, but this is actually not me. We think that this entire package of karmendriya, jnanendriya, and my intellect, all this is me, but actually that is not me. We are that chetana, but we have forgotten that. Why? Because we are very closely interacting with our body. That is why we start believing that actions हमारी आत्मा ही करी, actions आत्मा नहीं करती है. आत्मा is totally alipt from all these actions. It is this package which is doing the actions, but Atma starts feeling that I am a part of all this. It doesn't have its own realization, so we start believing that we are doing it.
Yeah, Didi, my humble question is like when this Antakaran Chatushtay or all this which is apart from Jeev or the Paramatma ka Ansh, which it when it is these things which are doing good karma or bad karma, why we are punished for that? Because this is all
They are not doing, that's why I tell you, the Chatushtay, all they are not doing that work only. I told you, at the level of which we are operating, we have not reached that, depth that they are enlightened. You will see that within us, the Paramatma Tattva is there. But it is playing a different role for everybody. In the 13th chapter, you will see that in for some people, for the normal people where who are not enlightened with the knowledge and who don't understand. See, now when I'm saying not enlightened with knowledge means not just learning scriptures जिसको पता है mentally कि ये सारी चीजें होती हैं, not the one who has realized it. By saying that the person who does not have knowledge means the person who has not realized all these. For this, the Paramatma Tattva is just an onlooker. He is like a CCTV camera just seeing what is happening. Then gradually his role increases only when our sadhana increases. And then gradually for that whatever you are saying, that Atma to become that, the actions are happening by the Parampita Paramatma himself, there is a lot of sadhana that is involved in between. So until and unless that is awakened, before that awakening, all the work that is happening by the body only. Right now, when there is no enlightenment within a person, the work is not happening by the Paramatma. The body, we are responsible, we are binded by the karma, and this is only happening by that. And when an enlightened person is there, with that enlightened person, he will be totally free from the karma. उसके द्वारा ना बुरा कर्म होगा ना अच्छा कर्म होगा. His karma, he is totally not binded. When we say that either it is a bad karma or a good karma, means that person is still in that state where he is bound by the karma. वो बाइंडिंग जब तक है, तब तक आप उससे मुक्त ही नहीं है. तब तक that freedom from the karma is not there for the आत्म तत्व within us also. वो जागृत होने के पहले भी बहुत साधना करनी पड़ती है. For that also, and it is a very very long process. It is not something that will happen very soon. So since it is a very long process also, it takes time, and once that enlightenment happens, then automatically there is a freedom from karma. Then there is no bad karma, no good karma. Whatever karma is by default satkarma only, because an enlightened soul will have an intellect of samatha. They will be able to see every with the samatha. For such a person, there is no binding with the karma. You will very deeply, you will see these things in the in the 13th chapter and all other different chapters also. We see gradually this thing unfolds. But the starting page of that is the Karma Yoga, where we start believing that what happens after knowing all these things, sometimes people just directly, we are the children of say first, second grade now. And we know that what is in the syllabus for the 11th, 12th grade. If we directly think about that, then it is not going to come. Those stages we have to pass. The first stage is Karma Yoga. And then as the sadhana increases and enlightened soul gets that intellect and perception of samatha, then it will become a place where there is no karma, will not be a binding. फिर उसमें सिद्धाव सिद्धौच द्वंद्वातीत वो सारे लक्षण आ जाते हैं. फिर ये बाइंडिंग का प्रश्न ही नहीं आता है. द स्टेट दैट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, वहां पे जो इंसान पहुंचा है उसमें वो सिद्धि असिद्धि द्वंद्व अतीत है. ही इज द्वंद्वातीत. उसके लिए वो कर्म बुरा अच्छा कुछ है ही नहीं.
जी दीदी, एक क्वेश्चन और था दीदी. ये था कि like I am very ignorant, that's why maybe I am asking this question, but
No,
yes,
it's not about ignorance.
like ऐसा था कि आखिर ईश्वर ने जीव को, विच इज एन इमॉर्टल थिंग, उस जीव को इस मॉर्टल बॉडी में डाला ही क्यों? इतनी दिक्कतें क्यों?
You are. This is not a very small question. It is a very big question, and it is a very nice question, and this comes to everybody very naturally. एंड मेरी भी बुद्धि उतनी है नहीं कि मैं वो बता पाऊँ, बट द थिंग इज वेरी व्हाट स्वामी जी हैज टोल्ड, दैट ओनली आई विल टेल इन दिस regard, that this it is a part of leela, like when a small child, by default if it is let free, it is going to be what, it is going to keep playing, वो अपना खेलते ही रहेगा, वो उसका वो बेसिक स्वभाव है। ऐसे ही ये ईश्वर की लीला है। दिस एंटायर सृष्टि इज अ लीला ऑफ श्री भगवान। सो इट इज अ कांस्टेंट प्रोसेस। वो भगवान की लीला है, उनका वो स्वभाव है, वो उनका वो वही कार्य है, दैट क्रिएटिंग दिस एंड दिस थिंग।
मे बी ये सारा इमेजिनरी ही है, क्योंकि ये लीला है, पर इसमें इतना
श्रद्धावान लभते ज्ञानम, इसका अगर ट्रू नॉलेज रखना है तो इस पे विश्वास रखना पड़ेगा। Shraddha, what is the true fact behind the Shraddhaval Labate Jnanam? Only with faith we can uncover all these facts. I am really sorry, I need to cut down this question answer session a bit, because there is another, I think, Vivechan on the same ID. So we'll take the next question. Quickly, you just tell, otherwise we can have your question in the next session also. Aji.
Yeah.
Hello, Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam. Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya.
Hello.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I have one small question, Didi. This pranavayu, pranapan, it is 5 types in one of the Vivechan I heard. Pranam, apana, vyana, dana, samana. What are the functions, Didi? Can you throw some light?
This is right now beyond the scope of this particular Vivechan session. You can refer to any simple book on Ayurveda or this thing, and otherwise, and also time bound actually. So maybe you can connect with me personally later, and we can talk about this. But I'll tell you, you can refer to any basic Ayurveda book, or a simple search will help you with the roles of all these vayus in our body.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry about this. Jai Shri Krishna, Pranam.
Yeah. So, if any more questions are there, we'll take it next time, because we have to end the meeting.
Yes.
So, yeah, Didi. So, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shraddha Didi for clearing the doubts of our sadhakas. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Kasturi Didi and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making the session a great success. I request Asha Pandeyji from Maharajganj, UP, to recite prayer to submit today's Vivechan to Krishna and bless us all. Didi, a homemaker, joined Geeta Pariwar in May 2021 and has been a co-trainer. Didi, please. Yeah, Didi. Yeah.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Pranam.
Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Viram Krishna Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Vande Jagadgurum.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Didi, for that melodious prayer. May I take this opportunity to thank all those who attended this session. Please do continue your Gita sadhana and attend these sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. So today we'll end our meeting here. Yeah. Kasturi Didi. Yeah.